In today's press conference, Governor Polis presenting a roadmap for in-person learning as school districts prepare for students to return from holiday break for the spring semester. In the past hour, Academy School District 20, one of the largest districts in the state, releasing their plans. News 5's MAYO DAVISON breaking down the roadmap and how school districts plan to safely return back to school. MAYO.
Yes, Academy School District 20 tells me students will return January 11th remotely, but the amount of time they stay remote will be different. The reason being that families who've traveled or been a part of large gatherings will have time to quarantine. The district says their plan is very similar to the roadmap the governor laid out today.
Learning loss is it's a real problem.
With spring semester approaching, Governor Polis, along with co-chairs of the Back to School Working Group, releasing a detailed plan for students to return in person.
Prioritizing testing for schools, expanding contact tracing capacity for schools, continued mask wearing.
Also recommending schools implement cohorts, hand washing, and more ventilation, all in the hopes of ensuring in-person learning for students and staff.
We know that what has been occurring this last semester simply hasn't worked for too many kids, for too many teachers.
Polis also announcing on-site rapid testing for schools that will allow symptomatic students to be tested immediately and staff to determine any necessary quarantine periods. Several districts, such as Pueblo School District 60, not releasing spring plans just yet, but District 70 saying students will return remotely through January 14th. Academy School District 20 also planning to return remotely, but only for a short period.
Our elementary students, so our pre-K through 5, those students will come back in a remote environment just for 2 days, and then on the 11th, they will start back in person 5 days a week.
ALLISON Cortez with D20 says middle and high school students will stay remote until after Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Their plan similar to the governor's.
We're taking that hiatus. We're bringing back students hybrid as many days as we can. We're using a layered approach to safety.
The district choosing this plan as a stepping stone.
So we think if we can start back with hybrid at the secondary, bring our youngest learners back in person, that will allow us to keep adding on to how many days we can bring them all back in person.
While other districts such as Harrison School District 2 planning to tentatively return with a staggered timeline during the second semester, unless the family chooses e-learning. With not enough staff and scheduling issues, there won't be hybrid learning for middle or high school students. While a lot of districts haven't released their plans yet, we'll have a list of those who have in the online version of this story on KOAA.com. Always watching out for you, Colorado Springs. MAYO DAVISON, News 5.